2 Samuel records David's reign over Israel, highlighting his triumphs, failures, and deep reliance on God. He unites the tribes, conquers Jerusalem, and brings the Ark of the Covenant there, making it Israel's spiritual and political center. God establishes his covenant with David, promising an everlasting kingdom. However, David's sins, including adultery with Bathsheba and Uriah's murder, bring devastating consequences. His family is torn apart as Amnon assaults Tamar. Absalom kills Amnon and later rebels against David. Despite betrayal and turmoil, God remains faithful, restoring David and reaffirming that true kingship comes through obedience, foreshadowing the coming of the perfect king. 2 Samuel 7:16. Your house and your kingdom will endure forever before me. Your throne will be established forever. God's covenant with David fulfilled in Jesus. 2 Samuel 12:9. Why did you despise the word of the Lord by doing what is evil in his eyes? Nathan confronts David's sin. 2 Samuel 22:31. As for God, his way is perfect. The Lord's word is flawless. He shields all who take refuge in him. David praises God's faithfulness. 2 Samuel 24:14. Let us fall into the hands of the Lord, for his mercy is great. David acknowledges God's justice and mercy. 2 Samuel 23:3-4. He who rules over men must be just, ruling in the fear of God. David reflects on righteous leadership. God's covenant with David, an everlasting throne, is promised. Sin and consequences, David's failures unleash turmoil in his house. Repentance and mercy, honest confession meets steadfast love. True kingship, humility and justice mark a ruler after God's heart. Worship, centrality, bringing the ark to Zion shows that God's presence is Israel's strength. David mourns Saul and Jonathan's deaths, expressing deep sorrow despite Saul's hostility. He composes a powerful lament, honoring their courage and legacy, calling Israel to remember their fallen leaders. David is anointed king over Judah, while Saul's son rules Israel. A long power struggle ensues, involving betrayal and shifting alliances. After Ishbosheth's murder, David unites all 12 tribes, establishing Jerusalem as Israel's capital. David brings the ark to Jerusalem, making it Israel's religious center. God establishes an eternal covenant, promising his lineage will endure forever, pointing to Jesus. David also honors Mephibosheth, restoring his place in the royal household. David's sin from 2 Samuel chapters 11-14. David sins with Bathsheba and arranges Uriah's death. The prophet Nathan confronts him through a parable, stirring deep repentance. David composes Psalm 51 in sorrow, a prayer of contrition still central in Orthodox worship. Yet his sin brings grave consequences. His family suffers violence, betrayal, and division. Absalom's rebellion from 2 Samuel chapters 15-19. Absalom rebels, seizes Jerusalem, and forces David to flee in sorrow. In battle, Absalom is caught in a tree while escaping and killed by Joab, despite David's orders to spare him. When David hears of his son's death, he mourns bitterly. David's final years from 2 Samuel chapters 20-24. David's final years include political unrest and a sinful census that reveals his reliance on human strength. He repents and seeks God's mercy. In his final reflections, David speaks of righteous leadership and foreshadows Christ, the true King of peace and justice. 2 Samuel teaches us that sin has consequences, but God's mercy is greater. David's life warns against complacency, pride, and hidden sin while encouraging repentance and reliance on God. The book also emphasizes that true leadership requires humility and obedience, pointing us to Jesus as the ultimate righteous king.